We're gonna do a quick little what's in the bag for my 2025 season. I'm gonna go through all 14 clubs that I got from Ping and then a couple options that I have sitting in the corner that might get swapped in and out as we go this season. Like I said, everything here is Ping. I am on staff with Ping right now. I was with someone else before, but I switched to Ping this season, honestly, because the clubs are just that good. Big shout out to Ping and Bob English, my rep. This is awesome stuff. I've played one round this year already, shot one over at a relatively easy course. Just love the clubs already. So to start out with, Ping G440 LST. It's a 10.5 degree head, and then I have it turned down just a little bit. A big part with Ping for me is that I put it in the flat setting so I can start the ball a little bit more right. I like playing big high draws and I like not missing way left, so that flat setting helps me a lot. Inside of that we got the Tensei 1K Black. Love it, love it, love it. 3 wood and 5 wood are both G440 Maxes from Ping. They're both just in stock standard with the flat setting, and then Tensei 1K Blacks in there as well. Another big reason I like these clubs is that Ping tends to launch pretty high with their woods, and that is again something that helps me as I'm pretty in to out. I tend to miss low left. High right with these clubs is awesome. So 3 wood, 5 wood, G440 Max. 4 iron all the way down through pitching wedge are the Ping I230s. In this we have my kind of go-to shaft that I've been playing for years, which is Dynamic Gold 120 S300s. Don't go X so I can get that slightly higher ball flight. I went with these because they're a little bit more forgiving than the blueprints, and because I just have one full set of 4 down through pitching wedge. I've basically played a split set my entire life, so I wanted to kind of mess around with just having one full set and no blades, no nothing, just kind of stock standard I230s, and I could not be happier with the choice. These clubs are incredible and I love them so far. Wedges, we've got 60, 56 and 50 in the S159s. We've got 12 degrees of bounce and S grinds on the gap and sand wedge. And then the 60 degree has the low bounce 8. I like to get kind of creative and open it up around the greens, so that's where we're at. And then my Ping putter this year is a Prime Tine. You're gonna see this shape is pretty popular, so this is the kind of mid mallet with the wings. I went with this one because this has the plumber's neck, which is good for my stroke type, and then you'll see I get it pretty short, so I just threw a ton of lead tape on the bottom. Kind of stock standard Ping grip, Ping shaft and all that. I am in a little bit of a testing period right now between that and then what I would call like old trusty, which is my Toulon Austin that I got from Jake over at Made for the Range. It's got the Mitsubishi Diamana shaft in it, and then that purple Super Stroke grip. And it's just like the most beautiful putter you'll ever see. I also do hit it very well, so I'm kind of testing between these two. I'm gonna play a few rounds with each. When I played that round the other day, I actually played the front with one and then the back with the other. Didn't feel or see much of a difference, made some putts either way, so I do think that this is gonna be the one that I'll hit for the most part, but having that forgiveness of the mallet is sometimes kind of nice too. As for the top end of the bag, like I said, I went 3 wood, 5 wood, and then 4 iron as my longest iron. I don't tend to hit 4 iron too much, and honestly between 3 wood and 5 wood, those 3 clubs have the opportunity to get switched around a lot throughout the season depending on how I'm hitting it and the course that I'm playing. I've always been a driving iron guy. I've got 3 of them right here. We've got the Mizuno Pro Fly High 3 iron, the original. I've got the 2019 Apex Pro from Callaway, that's also a 3 iron, and then the Srixon 2 iron here. I do tend to play some kind of tighter, more narrow but shorter courses. I might be playing one this week actually, in which case one of these will definitely be going in. The question is whether that goes in for a 4 iron or 3 wood or 5 wood, I don't know. I'm gonna do some testing and some comparing and see which one of those wants to get swapped out the most and which one wants to stay the most. The other option at the top end of the bag would be the TaylorMade Mini Driver. This thing basically earned a standing spot in my bag last season. I did have Jake put a Denali together for me to test out with the shaft, but I think I actually might go back to just the stock shaft that was in it. As of right now, I don't see any reason for this to go in the bag, believe it or not, because the 3 wood from Ping is so good and obviously a little bit easier to hit off the deck. For me, having a second tee shot besides driver is something that's super important to my game, so deciding whether that's going to be this or a 2 iron or that 3 wood or whatever it is a big component for me going into tournaments this year. That said, I would place a lot of money on the idea that it's just going to be driver 3 wood, 5 wood. These woods have performed that well for me this season, and that 3 wood I can get out to about 260, 270, which is honestly about as far as this mini driver is going. So I don't really need anything too crazy. odds are these 14 clubs I just showed you and then that 2-lon putter are going to be the kind of mainstays here. And then those 2 irons or mini driver might get swapped in on occasion just to see. I made a video the other day about how I don't want to switch clubs too often. I did well at that last year and I'm hoping to do well at that again this year. This seems to be an even better setup than I had last year, so hopefully that sorts itself out and gets me into a good spot this year, but I'm just super excited.